So here we go. Oh, you can't see it really. Okay, so this is supposed to be right here, 249 to 290. Okay, I'll write it again. 299. Here we go. Didn't realize my camera's going to cut off. Okay, so these are the 4 new options you have for next gen: PS5, PS5 Digi, the digital, the Xbox Series X, and the Series S. And what I wrote here in the black was the projected prices everyone was talking about. Now, there was that leak that came out that they did, Sony did the, um, like the poll in UK asking about prices, and they were in euros, but I think when you converted them to euros, they were asking how people felt about a PS5 being around this range. Now, this is what I think they're going to be at. This is what people have been projecting they're mostly going to be released at. $399 and $499 for the next gen PS5 consoles. Yeah, $299 and $399, much better. Much, much better, especially because $400 for a digital version of a console is getting a little up there. And I think this $299 would be a smart and aggressive price. So, and we're going to skip the Series X for right now. Go to the Series S. There's been the rumors that it's supposed to be $199. I don't think so. I see $249 to $299. Honestly, I see $249 as the sweet spot. I think that's perfect for release. $299, I think is too much for it. And I say that because this $299 is weaker than the PS5 digital, which I said at $299 is a perfect price for it because it's a digital version. And there's definitely a digital versus discs. Like there's still a difference for them now. But the bigger issue comes with the Series X. So on the Series S, why is $299 too high of a price point? Well, if the PS5 digital is around $299, you're getting a much more powerful system that's still digital. That from the leaks and everything that I've seen, there should be a 500 gigabyte variant of the Series S. So even at its cheapest price point of $199 for 500 gigabytes versus 800 something gigabytes of $299 of a stronger system, that's where people start weighing ecosystem versus ecosystem, exclusives versus exclusives, company versus company, fanboy versus fanboy. They put all these into consideration. So, but I personally think 249 is Series S's sweet spot. I think 299 might actually be its release point now. Now, why am I thinking that 299 might be its release point? It's exactly half of this 599. And this is what was leaked from that Monster Energy sweepstakes, which, if you look back to other sweepstakes, are pretty accurate. And $399 being this would be the price that the Xbox Series X needs to launch at to be a successful system. $499 is starting to get too high, and $599 is way, way, way too much. It is. And people don't want to consider all this stuff. But usually when you get a next generation console, what do you also upgrade? Your peripherals. Well, your keyboard and mouse, if you were PC gaming, is your controller. Is there an upgrade from the Series X controller, from the Xbox One controller? No. It's got a share button. Its D-pad looks different. We don't even know if it's better. It just looks different. It looks like it's the Elite controller's D-pad, which I haven't personally used. I have no idea if it's good. I'm fine with the D-pad. I would have been so much better if they were just like, hey, here's our 360 model for the wired controller. It's literally that same exact controller. Most comfortable fucking controller. But it's not. So the peripherals don't really change. Even though you're still having to pay a lot for them, the peripherals don't change over the last 6 years. Your TV, do you buy a new TV? What if you have something that's 1080p? Why are you buying a 4K gaming machine, not having a 4K TV? So you buy the TV. Well, you have to buy the TV because of the fucking Xbox. So it's like if I bought a $600 computer and then I had to buy a $250, $300 4K monitor for it, that's peripherals in addition to that. Same thing as if you bought a $300 to $400 TV. Now you might justify that more because you might think you use the TV more, but it's a peripheral. So $599 plus a possible TV upgrade is a really, really expensive price. for, again, something that just does games. If this was allowed to at least run a version of Microsoft Windows, we could talk. You know, if it could be a real Fox computer the way that my cell phone can be, we'd have a real conversation of our hands on $5.99 because that changes home media, kind of like how Blu-ray in the PS3 changed home media. You know, yeah, it released for $5.99, but Blu-ray machines were also like $240, $300 around that price point, around that time as well. So when that PS3 had a Blu-ray disc that wasn't really in every single home system, in every single home yet, went down to that $3.99 price point, and then when it went down to the $2.99 price point, it was a home media system. Families got that going, oh yeah, you know what? These movies look a lot better. Yeah, fuck a DVD player. So at a $5.99 price point, it's not comparable or competing with anything here. This $3.99 price point competes with this $4.99 for the PS5. And everyone's saying, oh, the Xbox Series X is going to play uh, non-exclusive games. It's going to play everything third party so much better. So if you cared about third party games, you wouldn't be getting a gaming console. You'd be getting a gaming PC. If you cared about third, what do you care about if you're buying Xbox Series X? Halo Infinite, Gears, Fable, Hellblade 2. That's what you're getting it for. But because of the Game Pass, those aren't here anymore. Those they're not exclusives. You can play them on a computer. And we don't know the price points of the graphics cards that are going to be in this thing, this RDNA 2. Well, what's the jump from, and also take into consideration, what's the jump from when you're thinking hardware to hardware? Because these prices are just the hardware. We haven't gone into how much a subscription is going to be. If you have an Xbox, but you have the Xbox Game Pass, you have to still buy the Xbox Gold, the live subscription. I don't have to do that on my PC. I can play Halo right now. I don't need an Xbox Live subscription. I just need an Xbox Game Pass membership. So you're stuck so this price point right here, everybody wants to go, oh, but you get all this stuff. This is for the hardware. Strictly that. Now, this PS5 comes with that price point can only buy, like this price point is the only thing that allows you to play Miles Morales or Horizon Forbidden West, God of War 2 when it comes out. Not Bloodborne. Bloodborne 2 if it ever comes out, which I expect a PC port before Bloodborne 2, or probably simultaneously, possibly. Oh my God, Demon Souls, Ratchet and Clank, Crash Bandicoot. All these games come with that $4.99 price point. There are no games that come with either the $3.99 or $5.99 price point. No games, not one, comes with it right now upon release. And none of them come with that release. So this hardware, by releasing the Game Pass, what Microsoft has done has forced the consumer to compare PC to their Xbox, because it's no longer console versus PC for exclusives, because they've erased the exclusives. So now they're forcing me to compare this $5.99 Xbox Series X. Well, what do I get in that Series X? I have to write a pros and cons list. How much more extra money am I going to spend on this Xbox than if I were to put $600 into a gaming computer? What if I were to put $399 into a gaming computer and then slowly every month or two upgraded it by like $100? Or I just saved $100 to eventually later in the year upgrade to another part? Well, you're going to have a stronger system by the end of the year. The next year, when RDNA 3 comes out, either next year or the year after, the next Xbox is not going to be out. These things have a minimum of like 3-year spans, maybe 4 before they release another Xbox. They might update it when RDNA 3 comes out, but then you have to buy a whole new hardware. You can't just buy those. Like if I have a system right now that has a 3950X or an Intel 10900K, with a motherboard and the memory that supports it and all the storage that I need and a more than powerful power supply unit, and it comes in a case that I picked myself. Maybe I spray painted it and drew shit on it, put stickers, and it's mine. What if I want something that just games better? I just need a GPU. I just need an RDNA 3 GPU. Just like if I had one now with an RDNA 1, I just need an RDNA 2 GPU, which might be getting the performance higher than an Xbox Series X. This price for a GPU alone is going to be this price point of $399 for a GPU could possibly compete with like a 2080, 2070 Super. No problems. No. This price point of a GPU, $399 for RDNA 2 from AMD might compete with the 2080 Ti with a similar power consumption of a 5700 XT. This $599 from what the leaks and everything that I've seen from Moore's Law, or Moore's Law is Dead, I believe that's his channel name. Everything I've seen from there, under $599 is going to be a card that's as powerful or more powerful than a 2080 Ti, and an Xbox Series X is not going to be a fucking 1080 Ti. I'm sorry. It's not going to be a 1080 Ti. It could be close, but it's a purely gaming GPU. Again, they released this hardware without, hey, we're going to try to get it over to be similar to your smartphone where you can use web browsing a lot easier. We're going to be a lot more consumer friendly for different applications. Maybe try to put what's it called? Google Play Store. That would take. Fuck that. Just let me use it the same way I can use my phone. Let me web browse. Let me open an application where if I want to buy a keyboard attachment or I want to have a USB and plug it into the Xbox with my keyboard, I can use a keyboard. Why not? Why is it a $600 machine that can do so much but is limited to so little because Microsoft's just, yeah, this is what you can use it for. It can game really cool. It's like if I wanted to game really cool, I could buy a $600 fucking Ryzen laptop. And then I also have a laptop. It's ridiculous why they're pushing, if they're really pushing this $599. Now if they're back to $399, they could be comparable. But then this brings us to the last part of this. Oh boy.